dollar rally, something I talked about from early in the week and Wednesday that I said could take the Dixie back up towards 105.5. That's the trade that I believe is in play. I didn't buy it, even held some dollar shorts, still holding Canada from this week. It did not take out yesterday's highs. It still could, but I'm going to stay with this. Still believe it's a descending triangle, and under 136, we have big moves to the downside. So now you have a chance to do your homework over the weekend. Now, I still consider this dollar move to be in a downtrend, but we had this uptrend line that it broke, right? And sucked people in. Now it looks like a double bottom, and I'd call it a descending triangle now at the 104 level. So say we get a rally back up towards 550. Um, this formation now on closes under 104 the next time through is 2.5. That's going to take you to 101.5, which is a pretty important low. There's a pretty important level here. 102. A lot of people are looking at 102, 102.50. So I'm excited. Here are some levels if you want to write them down. I gave them to you early in the week. I wouldn't have given them to you if I didn't think it was a possibility of happening going forward. So talking about 107.40-ish down here for a buy in the euro. Probably risk 100 pips on that. We get back down under 107 by a meaningful amount. I wouldn't like it. Cable, I'm talking about 126.20, a little bit above the 50-day moving average. That's about 100 pips. So about 100 pips on everything here. Aussie, maybe about 90 pips towards 65.20 is going to be the zone I'm going to be looking at. I don't know how much higher Canada's going to go, but I'm, wrong over 138.50. I don't think it has another 140 pips in it if the dollar's only got about 80 pips in it. What really followed through, and I won't say that I didn't have my doubts at some point yesterday, more in the silver than in the gold, is the gold selling off $50 today. And we're still trying to hold major support. I've been talking about 2240 or so. That's a place where I'm going to see where the miners are at and if it's been deep enough. Silver, yesterday someone said, Dale, you're still looking for 27.5, and I thought, well, I am, but it could make a move towards one more new high. And then the story was that China's central bank has stopped buying gold. That is a story. It's not an official statement from the PBOC. I had about a 27 objective. I'm raising it to about 28, 28.50. So another day like this, silver could be in buy territory as well. But I would think about maybe keying my buys in the precious metals off a push in Dixie back towards 105.5. With that happening, copper's still under pressure. I think that people got pulled up a little too late there. Platinum under pressure as well, down 20. Platinum's really retraced quite a bit. Maybe it's got 920 in it. We'll see going into next week. So this was something else I talked about. You guys know, from the 464 level, 78.6, I thought that rates were going to head down. I don't have any reason to change my mind yet. I think that we should have some problems up here around 450 and then turn back down. So I'm still in the lower yields camp, although this could look like an ABC and now we're going to bolt, but I don't think so. Pretty nice pullback in TLT, but it's really kind of back towards the breakout level. Maybe it has 91 in it. I thought 92 would hold, but this was a huge hot number. in many ways. Hard to rationalize it. They've changed their dot plots from 2 cuts to 1 cut. And we are getting some pressure in the S&Ps here today, down 17. So maybe what we're going to do is we're going to get some type of pullback here, um, and then make another run. I'm still not in the camp that's it, but I want to give you guys some things to think about, food for thought, because I do think that that this most likely is not the top in the S&P, the top. A top, yes, but the top, no. Um, NASDAQ not looking as bad, and the Dow, my story on the Dow is I was looking for at least 39.67 for a failing rally, while the S&Ps would make new highs, maybe above 5,500. But I started looking at the weekly on the Dow, and people that have followed my work for a while know I like three drive formations, three drives to the top, which I think can happen here in the Dow if we get further than a fib retrace. Just have one more marginal new high or a 1-2 diverged here, and would need to stay under 70 for that. So this could happen into option expiration. So that's one of my shorting candidates up here into the 21st, which is also the summer solstice. Another one is going to be what I talked about a week or so ago. Uh, it's going to be Amazon, and we need to take out 190 for that to happen. Okay, so here we are, on the daily, and we have 1, 2, and then a 3 over this high, so it has to get back over 191. If the S&Ps have some jet fuel left after this pullback, that should happen. And then a pretty interesting one here that has some work to do for it to accomplish is the XLF, which is the banking sector, which I think there are going to be some banking problems, mainly from regionals, but you never know if it could spread. So I'm waiting to see if we could get one more high here in the XLF for shorting it. And there's some nice trades if it doesn't turn into a crash, just back to the mean. A lot of these things coming back to the 200-day moving average. So, there's the 200-day here. That's a pretty good trade. But what if it turns into something else? And this is what the something else is. The majority of traders and participants believe they could stay long stocks until the election and get out before the election and then get back in. Well, I'd be a multi-billionaire if something so pat would work, and watch it make me look like a clown and work. But my contention is that we get a pretty big break, a scary break, before these people who plan to get out in October happens. And that their plan of thinking, even a lot of pros that are talking about the extension of this rally are talking about, yeah, we're okay until the fall. And that makes me think that it's going to happen before the fall, that perhaps we get a top end of June or July into September, and then rally the market back after everyone gets out because the election's coming up, and then rally back into the election. So that's why I'm presenting some potential shorting opportunities in the market. And I know flies in the face of looking for a weaker dollar, but I think there's going to be some flight capital from the U.S. Not sure what the catalyst is going to be. Um, there are many potential catalysts going into this election, but I just think it's too pat. And I came up with this narrative based upon what my sister had told me. Well, I'm going to get out in October and I'll miss all the downside and get back in after the election. I don't think so. So I think there'll be pressure on people with the market under pressure well before the election for people to panic and then get the rally out of hope that perhaps Trump is going to win, which is considered more pro-business on tax policy, etc., and we get a rally into the election. So that's a narrative I'm working on, and I've shown you a few potential short candidates, and I'm also really looking forward to being able to try those entries that I talked to you about on currencies and metals. So I hope I'm adding value to what you're trying to accomplish. And I've been posting a lot of these things in the room. Mike and Alexis curate great content. Mike was hot again this week. So see you in the room. Have a great weekend. Do your work on the kitchen table so you're ready to execute. I'm ready to execute on everything I've just talked about. I don't have to analyze it anymore. I know what I'm going to do. It just took today to tell me what the setups are going into next week. So I hope this helps you, give you a plan. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And I'll see you next week. Good hunting. Adios.